Hello, everyone. What if you had everything? A beautiful home, a loving family, good food, music, comfort. What if every single day was designed to make you happy? Most of us dream of that life. But there was a man who had all of it. And he walked away. Not because he was broken, not because he was ungrateful, but because something inside him was asking a question that no palace could answer. Today, in slow English, we are going to follow his journey. And by the end of this story, I think you will understand something important. Not just about him, but about yourself. His name was Siddhartha. He was born a prince in ancient India, more than 2,500 years ago. His father was a powerful king, and he loved his son deeply. But this love came with fear. Before Siddhartha was born, a wise man made a prophecy. He said, "This child will become one of two things, either a great emperor who rules the world, or a holy man who leaves the world to find truth." His father chose. He decided that his son would never feel pain. He would never see sickness. He would never know sadness. So he built a world inside the palace walls. Beautiful gardens, delicious food, music, dancing, laughter. Everything was perfect. And for many years, Siddhartha grew up inside this beautiful bubble. He married a woman he loved. He had a son. He had everything that most people spend their whole lives searching for. But something inside him felt incomplete, not loud, not dramatic, just a quiet question, like a small stone inside your shoe. You can walk, but you can never fully forget it is there. One day, Siddhartha asked to go outside the palace, just a short walk. His father agreed, but he sent servants ahead to clean the streets and hide anything ugly. But life cannot be controlled forever. On that first walk, Siddhartha saw a man who was very sick. His body was weak. His face showed pain. Every step was difficult. Siddhartha had never seen this before. He asked his servant, "What is wrong with him?" The servant answered, "He is sick. This can happen to anyone." Siddhartha felt something new, a small shock. On the second walk, he saw an old man, white hair, a bent back, slow, tired movements. Why is he like this? He is old. This happens to everyone who lives long enough. Something inside Siddhartha became heavier. On the third walk, he saw the hardest thing of all. A group of people carrying a dead body. Others were crying. The air felt heavy with sadness. "What is this?" "This is death," they said. "All living things must die." In that moment, the beautiful world his father had built began to break. He thought, if sickness, aging, and death are waiting for everyone, how can happiness be real? How can beauty last? How can anything be enough? He could not unsee what he had seen. But then, on another walk, something different happened. He saw a man with simple clothes, no possessions, no worry, no fear. But this man looked free. Who is he? He is a holy man. He left everything to understand life and find peace. That answer changed Siddhartha forever. That night, while everyone was sleeping, Siddhartha looked at his wife and son one last time. Then he walked away. Not for a short walk, forever. He joined a group of holy men who believed that pleasure was the enemy. They ate almost nothing. They slept on the ground. They pushed their bodies to the extreme. Siddhartha followed them. Weeks passed, then months. His body became very weak. He was close to death. But even then, something was missing. The suffering inside him had not disappeared. It had only changed shape. One day he sat near a river, too weak to move, too tired to think. And in that silence, a memory came to him. He remembered being a small child, sitting near water, watching insects. He remembered feeling something simple and natural. Compassion, not forced, not extreme, just real. That memory gave him clarity. He understood something important. Neither too much pleasure nor too much pain leads to peace. Both are extreme. Both are unbalanced. So he made a new decision, the middle way. Not too much, not too little. Balance. He began to eat again. Slowly, his strength returned. Then he sat under a tree, a fig tree, and he made a promise to himself. I will not move from this place until I understand. He sat, and he observed his own mind. Fear came. He watched it. Desire came. He watched it. Pain came. He stayed. Hope came. He stayed, hour after hour, night after night, until something shifted. The noise inside him became quiet. The confusion became clear. And in that stillness, he understood. Suffering is everywhere, in every life, in every person, from the smallest insect to the most powerful king. Suffering is not random. It has a cause, and that cause is desire. Wanting things to be different, wanting more, wanting control, wanting things to stay the same in a world that always changes. But here is the most important part. Suffering can end, not by changing the world, but by changing the mind. In that moment, he became the Buddha, the awakened one. Now, you don't have to be Buddhist to hear this message, because the Buddha was not just talking about religion. He was talking about something we all experience. He said, first truth. Life includes suffering. This is normal. It is not a mistake. Second truth. Suffering comes from wanting things to be different from what they are. Third truth. This suffering can end. Fourth truth. There is a path to get there. A path of balance, awareness, kindness. Think about your own life for a moment. How often do you feel bad because something didn't happen the way you planned? How often do you compare yourself to others and feel like you are behind? How often do you hold on to something, a memory, a person, a version of yourself that doesn't exist anymore? This is what the Buddha called attachment. And attachment is the source of so much of our pain. This doesn't mean you should stop caring about things. It means you can learn to hold life a little more gently, to love without clinging, to hope without demanding, to try without being destroyed by failure. I want to speak to you directly now, not as a teacher, not as a narrator, just as someone who also has hard days. Maybe right now, you are going through something difficult. Maybe you feel lost or tired, or like you are not moving fast enough. Maybe you are carrying something heavy, a disappointment, a fear, a sadness that doesn't have a name. I want you to know something. That feeling, it doesn't mean you are broken. It means you are human. Siddhartha had everything, and he still felt that something was missing. Not because his life was bad, but because he was paying attention. And paying attention is the beginning of everything. The Buddha spent years looking for peace in the wrong places. He looked for it in luxury. He looked for it in pain. He finally found it in stillness, in presence, in the simple, difficult act of being honest with yourself. You don't need to sit under a tree for 40 days. You don't need to leave your life behind. But maybe, just for today, you can stop running. Stop pretending everything is fine when it isn't. Stop comparing your inside to other people's outside. And instead, take one honest breath. Look at what is real. Look at what is here. Because peace doesn't live in the palace of perfection. It lives in the moment you stop fighting what is. Siddhartha walked away from everything, and he found that what he was looking for was always inside him. So are you. Thank you so much for listening today. If this story touched you in some way, please share it with someone who needs it. And tell me in the comments, which of the Buddha's 4 truths feels most true to you right now? I read every comment. New slow English videos every week, so if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect moment. Take care of yourself, and I will see you next time.